Good evening students, welcome. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss on the shear failures occurs in shallow foundations. Okay, so in previous lecture video, I have given a small brief description on criteria of the failures in shallow foundations. So there are two types of the criteria. So first one is the shear failure criteria, second one is the settlement failure criteria. Okay, in this video lecture I am going to discuss on the shear failure criteria which occur in the shallow foundation. Okay, so let us know a small definition. So the shear failure means nothing but the failure that takes place due to the insufficiency of shear resistance which is available between the footing and the soil, Okay, for example, see this figure. This is a excavated area to construct the foundation. Okay, so for this foundation the superstructure load is applying. Okay, so is nothing but the superstructure load is applying on this foundation. So what will be happen? The total load will be transferred to the soil surface to the soil surface by the help of the foundation. Okay, so here a small internal friction will be developing in between this footing and the soil. At that condition the shear failure occurs. Okay, at that condition the shear failure occurs. So after the shear failure, what will be happen? The soil becomes bulging and heaving. So slowly the foundation gets settled down. Okay, the foundation gets settled down. So this is one of the type failure which we are studying in this chapter. Okay, or we can tell as a like this: the shear stress acts parallel to the soil surface, that the soil surface tends to slide or slip. Okay, nothing but the shear stress acts which is parallel to the soil surface, that the soil surface tends to slide or slip. Okay, at that condition shear failure occurs in soil surface. Okay, I hope that you have understood this small concept. Okay, again I will explain in a short term. So here the Q is the nothing but total load of a superstructure. Okay, Q is nothing but total load of a superstructure. This total load is transferring to the soil by the helping of this foundation. So what will be happen? So for example, if let us take a small example, the soil strength capacity is 20 kilonewtons. Okay, let us take a small example, but our total load is 20 kilonewtons. That means Q is equals to soil capacity. So that means it is in the somewhat safe condition, and also we can tell as a critical condition. If the load was exceeds, okay, that means if Q equals to 20, next to 25, next to 30, 35, next to 40, like this, the total load is exceeds more than. So what will be happen? The soil becomes starts in failure. So what failure means? Shear failure. When the shear failure occurs, the footing will be settled down slowly. Okay, right. So there are three types of the shear failures occur in the shallow foundations. What are the three types of shear failures means, which I have mentioned here? First one is the general shear failure, second one is the local shear failure, third one is the punching shear failure. Okay, so these types of the shear failures depends on the soil nature or soil structure. Okay, so whether the soil is in the dense condition or the soil is in the loose condition. So by the dependent of the soil condition, the types of shear failures will be occur. What are the types means? General shear failure, local shear failure, and punching shear failure. Okay, so here I will tell slightly this general shear failure which occurs when the soil is in dense condition. Okay, when the soil is in when the soil is in fully densed, the general shear failure occurs. Okay, next, when the soil is in medium densed, local shear failure occurs. Okay, next, when the soil is in loose sand or soft clay, punching shear failure occurs. Okay, for example, first of all you have to know what is meant by a densed and what is meant by a loose. Okay, for example, take a small concept of the compaction. So before conducting the compaction test, what we will be do. So first we will be collect some of the soil from the ground surface. The soil have a heavy air voids, nothing but that is in the densed condition. Okay, that is in the densed soil. Okay, when we are conducting the compaction, when we are conducting the compaction, this densed sand becomes sorry. So okay, there is a small mistake. So first of all, before conducting the compaction test, some amount of soil is collected from the ground surface. The soil is in the loose condition. Okay, loose soil condition. For this loose soil, it has heavy air voids. Okay, high air voids. Sorry for the small mistake, so please check it there. So for loose soil condition, the soil have a heavy air voids. So after conducting this compaction test, this loose soil becomes a dense soil. That means what we are doing here compaction, that means we are here applying the load. So while applying the load, what is it happening? This loose soil getting compressed in nature. Okay, this loose soil becomes compressed. So at that compressed, the loose soil changes to the dense soil. So in between these two conditions, the general shear failure, local shear failure, punching shear failure occurs. Okay, so again I am telling here, when the soil is in fully densed means the soil is in the fully densed or stiff clay. Nothing but we can tell as a hard clay. Okay, general shear failure occurs when the soil is in the hard clay or fully densed. So see here, there is no any air voids here. Okay, just there is no air voids. Okay, next, local shear failure occurs when the soil is in a medium densed condition. Okay, for example, see here, just see here, there is a small air voids is presented. So in this condition, that means the soil is in the medium densed. Okay, in this medium densed soil, so this local shear failure occurs. Okay, at last, punching shear failure means nothing but see here. So this is the soil is having loose condition or soft clay. Okay, loose condition or soft clay. In this loose sand, the punching shear failure occurs. Okay, so after these types of shear failures, we will give a graph in between the applying of the load and the settlement. Okay, Q means nothing but where Q is nothing but applied load. Okay, next, S means nothing but settlement. Okay, settlement, that means when the load is increasing, what will be happen? Settlement also increasing. Okay, for example, see here, when the load is increasing here, so here when the load is increasing on the foundation, what it will be happen? Slowly the foundation also settlement. Okay, settlement increases. So this graph shows in between the relation of load and settlement curve. So here we need to find ultimate bearing capacity value. Okay, what is the ultimate bearing capacity value? Okay, right. So this is the main concept of the shear failure occurs in the shallow foundation. Okay, shall we move these three concepts? Okay, right. So now here I have presented those three concepts. First one is general shear failure, second one is the local shear failure, third one is the punching shear failure. Okay, so this general shear failure occurs when the sand is in dense sand or when the soil is in dense sand or stiff clay. Okay, dense sand means the sand is in the tight position and the clay is in the tight position. In that when the soil is in the dense sand or stiff clay, general shear failure occurs. So here also medium, when the soil is in the medium dense sand or medium consistency of clay. Consistency of clay means nothing but some amount of water also acting in this clay particle, in this clay soil. So in that condition the local shear failure occurs. Okay, and last, punching shear failure, when it occurs means when the soil is in a loose sand or soft clay. Okay, when the soil is in a loose sand or soft clay, this punching shear failure occurs. Okay, right. So let us see a small figure expressions. So so observe here clearly. So there is a small different, but here the application of a load, is totally common in these three concepts, but it depends on the soil condition. It depends on the soil condition. The failure of a shear is changed in these three concepts. Okay, how means, let us see first concept. For general shear failure, I will explain one of the concept. After that I will explain briefly here. Okay, right. In general shear failure, so this is a foundation part. The structural load is applying on the foundation. Okay, the structural load is applying on the foundation. So the foundation transferring load on the soil surface. So what will be happen? Shear failure will be happen. But in this general failure, so in this general shear failure, so before getting to this shear failure, what will happen means the soil becomes the soil starts its bulging. Okay, nothing but bulging means, shall we take as a example of a balloon. Okay, for bulging we can take a example of balloon. Okay, for example, take a balloon. Okay, take a balloon, just keep at near your mouth and give the some pressure air. What will be happen? The balloon will get like this bulging. That is the concept. Okay, next, hue means somewhat it will be increasing. So here what will be happen means when the structural load is applying on the foundation transfers the load on the soil. At that condition, the bulging of the soil is increasing and continues to the ground level. After that it gives the heave point. Okay, right. So here also in local shear failure, same the load is applying on the medium dense sand or medium consistency of clay. So what will be happening here? No bulging is started. Somewhat little bit bulging of the soil is having, but no totally bulging is bulging of the soil is getting. So just a heave point will be shown on the above the ground level surface. Okay, so next, for punching shear failure, what will be happen for the loose sand? So let us take an example. Let's take a small example. So in any flask we have filled with a loose sand. In that flask I have released this pen. What will be happen? This pen totally it moves settlement. So here also the concept repeated. So in the soil condition of a sand or the soft clay, so when the structural load is applying on the foundation, what will be happen? Slowly the foundation gets settled down. So but here no bulging is started and no heaving of the soil is started. Okay, so that's it. So after that we have to find here ultimate bearing capacity. Okay, I have mentioned here, no, I have mentioned here Q is nothing but applied load or structural load. Okay, next S means structural load. Structural, Q means structural load, S means settlement. Okay, so here when the load is increasing, settlement also increases. Okay, the load is increasing, the settlement also increases. But how to find the ultimate bearing capacity of the soil means, here when the load is increasing, the settlement also increases at a point, and afterwards the settlement slowly decreases. So at the curved point, that is the ultimate bearing capacity value. So at that point the ultimate bearing capacity value. So in a general shear failure, to find the ultimate bearing capacity value is very easily. Okay, next, while coming to the general shear failure, here also when the load is increasing, the settlements also increasing slightly, like partially. Okay, when the load is increasing, at that condition the settlement also increases slightly. Okay, so at that condition the curve also becomes slightly like this. But in this condition we can't find QU means we can't find the ultimate bearing capacity. So if we need to find the ultimate bearing capacity, we have to use two types of the tangent methods. So first one means, so draw a perpendicular line, tangent line, draw a perpendicular tangent line to this end point, so that is a QU. Okay, or in second method, draw a tangent line at the fixed curve and draw a tangent line at the end curve. Okay, for example, this is a curve, so this is settlement Q. So when the load is increasing, the settlement also increasing slightly. So what will be happen? Okay, so for one of the tangent method, I have drawn a single line which is at the end point, so that is a QU. Okay, and next, second type of the tangent method, so draw a tangent line at the fixed at the starting curve point and draw a tangent line at the point. So this point is the QU1. Okay, that means we get here ultimate bearing capacity 1 and total ultimate bearing capacity value, but we can find it very easily. Somewhat it that means the ultimate bearing capacity cannot observe it clearly. Okay, so by using this tangents method, we can find ultimate bearing capacity, but it can't observe it clearly. Okay, next, same in the punching shear failure also we get, when the load is increasing, settlement also increasing, but for a small change, what will be happen means it the settlements suddenly increases. So here also we need to find the ultimate bearing capacity. We use two types of the tangent methods. First one is a draw a tangent method at the end of the point, so that is a QU, and next one, draw a tangent at a meeting point and draw a tangent at a ending point. So the meeting point is the QU1. Okay, so this is the concept. Okay, next, second point, Q means nothing but a structured load or applied load. QU means nothing but a ultimate bearing capacity load. Okay, with this ultimate bearing capacity load we can find by depending on the increasing of load and increasing of the settlement. Okay, so when Q is equals to QU, okay, the total load is equals to ultimate bearing capacity load, what will be happen? The settlement increases suddenly. Okay, the settlement increases suddenly. At that condition, the shear failure occurs suddenly. Okay, the shear failure occurs suddenly, and the foundation gets somewhat tilted. Tilted means nothing but some will be some small movement, tilted. Okay, like that. Next, here when total load is equal to QU1. We get here 2 QUs. So ultimate bearing capacity at 1 and next to ultimate bearing capacity. Here we have to take a small condition. When total load is equals to ultimate bearing capacity at a first condition, what will be happen? A sudden jerks will be jerks will be observed in movement of the foundation. Okay, jerks means somewhat sliding position. Okay, somewhat the foundation becomes somewhat jerks. So here, so when Q is equals to QU1, what will be happen? The foundation will be observed sudden jerks. Okay, after that, when Q is equals to QU, so large increases in a settlement. Okay, when load is equals to ultimate bearing capacity load, what will be happen? A large settlement will be occurs. That means the total foundation will be settles downwards. Okay, so if, for example, if one of the footing settlements down, what will be happen? So total structure will be becomes a collapse. Okay, right. Okay, and next here also same concept. When the load is equals to QU1, what will be happen? Jerks in movement of the foundation. That means jerks is observed in movement of the foundation. Same concept. Okay, here also when Q is equals to QU, that means load is equals to bearing capacity value, so the footing becomes a failure. But here the footing increases its settlement, but here the footing becomes a failure in this soil condition. Okay, right. Next, this third point is a very simple point. So when the soil is starting its shear failure, what will be happen means it gets the continuous bulging of the soil which is adjacent to the footing. Okay, bulging means nothing but when the loading is applying on the foundation, what will be happen? Slowly this foundation becomes settled down. So at that condition, this soil starts bulging to the ground level also. So at that condition, this soil gives a small shape upward, like a convex shape. This convex shape is called as a heave shape. Okay, so here also when the load is applying on the foundation, this is foundation settles, this foundation increases its slightly settlement. What will be happen? Bulging of a soil is observed around the footing. Slightly, that means a little bit small amount of bulging of soil is observed in a local shear failure. Okay, and next in the punching shear failure, so there will be no heave is observed and no bulging of soil is observed. Why? Because this is a very soft soil and loose sand. Okay, this is very soft soil and loose sand. So what will be happen if we so if any load is applying on the soft soil, what will be happen? So the foundation settles the foundation becomes settlement very easily. So in this condition, the settlement of the failure occurs easily. So punching shear failure occurs very dangerous conditions. So when the soil is in the loose sand condition, we should not construct the foundation at that condition. Okay, right. So fourth point also very easily. So in general shear failure, ultimate bearing capacity is observed. How means when the load is increment, settlement also increment. So at this condition, Q is find means this this settlement graph is increases and suddenly it takes some small curve point. The curved point we can find the ultimate bearing capacity. Okay, ultimate bearing capacity. So in general shear failure, this ultimate bearing capacity is observed very easily. While coming to the local shear failure, this ultimate bearing capacity is not observed clearly. So we have to use here somewhat tangent methods. Okay, in that condition, so this ultimate bearing capacity cannot observed somewhat clearly. Okay, in punching shear failure, so this ultimate bearing capacity value cannot recognized clearly and easily. So it is very tough in this punching shear failure. Okay, while comparing to the local shear failure, punching shear failure, the ultimate bearing capacity cannot recognized easily and clearly in the punching shear failure. Okay, at last one and last point, the ultimate bearing capacity value occurs at foundation settlement. Okay, when the foundation becomes a settlement, so the ultimate bearing capacity occurs 4 to 10% of width of a foundation, 4 to 10% of width of a footing. And next, for the local shear failure, it occurs, the ultimate bearing capacity occurs 15 to 25% of the 15 to 25% of the width of footing. Next, in the punching shear failure, same, the ultimate bearing capacity occurs at foundation settlement 15 to 25% of width of footing. Okay, thank you. So this is the concept of the shear failures occur in the shallow foundations.